Hello, everyone. This is the Reverend, and according to my wife, I am the world's strongest and nerdiest preacher. What are your thoughts? Let's get into the video. This is a story I was told by a friend of mine. It's his experience, not mine. It was 2007, so I wasn't actually that old at the time. I was a young man. He was visiting the TNT area, camping. You're not supposed to do that, but he was. Well, he was pretty deep because when you want to camp in that area, you've got to kind of go off the beaten path. He was in a little bit of a meadow near a couple of the ponds. And he decided he was going to go on a walk one day and just, going around, just kind of exploring. Then he hears a really big commotion. Now, this is closer to dusk. He's been walking for about an hour and a half at this point, just kind of exploring. He's getting closer to where he was because, about 50 minutes in, he started turning around, heading back to where he was camping. And in the meadow that his tent was set up in, he saw two, what he described as Bigfoot. One around 7.5 feet tall, and the other was a bare minimum of 8.5, but he believed it was probably closer to 9 feet tall. He could tell that the smaller one was definitely a female, and he assumed the bigger one was a male, but it was obvious that the smaller one was female. And they were in a fight against the Mothman. Now, they were swinging trees, basically, huge logs, as if they were baseball bats. And this creature was just kind of dodging. A couple of times it almost got hit, and every once in a while, when it got the chance, it would dive in real quick for an attack. This went on for what he felt like was hours, but in reality, it was only about 5 minutes until the Mothman knocked down the female. And then the male ended up getting a solid strike in. Well, he's still watching, and the male, Bigfoot, picks up the female, who is injured at the time. He can tell she's injured, she's bleeding. Picks her up, sets her on his shoulder, turns and starts walking towards my friend. This creature, this Bigfoot, walks right past him. My friend's just frozen in fear. He can't do anything. He's been frozen this whole time. He's just watching in disbelief. And as it walks past him, it just gently touches his shoulder and continues into the woods. He stood there for at least another 5 minutes in shock after this happened. And he went to his tent. He made sure to grab his gun first thing, and he just sat in his tent, awake until morning, and then he packed everything up and got the hell out of there. Now, I think this story is a little bit above. It's hard to believe. Now, I don't think he would lie, and honestly, I've never heard this guy lie in my entire life. But what are your thoughts? Do you think cryptids come into contact with each other every so often? Because their territories do sometimes overlap. I mean, Sasquatch and Bigfoot. There's nowhere in the United States that doesn't have some type of sighting. They're in every habitat. What are your thoughts, and what do you think when happens when cryptids do come in contact with one another? Do you think that cryptids may feed on one another? Or what are your thoughts? Let me know.
Hey everyone, I just want to make sure you know to like, comment, share, subscribe, and make sure the notifications are turned on so that you get all of my upcoming content. As always, I love you all and God bless.